Yeah, guys, welcome to student lectures. Yeah, before that, we are discussing some other. Those are what are the plastic processings are there, and now I would deal with the topic that is sheet metal working. Sheet metal working, which is a part of our metal forming process. Now these are very useful to the society for reduction cost and used by less weight. So directly I would like to go in the subject point of view. So then what are the contents I will deal here? Those are introduction, economical considerations, types of working process of sheet metal working, and defects in the products of sheet metal working process, and the characteristics of sheet metals. Yeah, first introduction. Coming to introduction, in this the sheet metal work, the sheet metal processing is usually performed at room temperature. That means it is performing the cold working process. Why it is cold working process means the sheet metals are these are easily melted. That means as compared with the cast iron, the sheet metals, that means very thin. Yeah, so they have according to their gauge. That means we know that some gauge, according to that gauge they will be melt, okay, or bend, etc. Then the exceptions are when the stock is thick, the sheet metal is brittle, or the deformation is significant. These are usually cases of warm working rather than hot working. Yeah, so we also discussing that the gauge means nothing but thickness of the of this when the stock is thick, that means the sheet metal is in thick, and it is in brittle. Then uh, it is try to not to be try to deformation. So the deformation is significant. So there are those are used to the hot working process. Why? Because they not melt easily. Yeah, so those are used in the hot working process. That means above the room temperature. Yeah, okay, or above the critical temperature, or recrystallization temperature. What is the cold working process? That means the recrystallization temperature below that, uh, the working process will be occurred. But in the hot working process, after the recrystallization temperature, the working is occurred. Yeah, then economical considerations, these are not economical, nothing but according to economic purpose or financial purpose. So the cost involved depend on the and equipment cost and labor. So as usually we know that this by this sheet metal process, the cost of product or labor or equipment, etc., we will reduce it by this sheet metal. Okay, for small and simple metal parts, die costs and lead times to make the dies are low. So we have there is no number of or bulk production. So we have some simple production. Then only we can get the simple or small amount of dies. Yeah, deep drawing requires expensive dies and tooling. Yeah, deep drawing nothing but we will discuss later in this class. Equipment costs depend on the complexity of the forming operation. Yeah, here the equipment costs depend upon the what you are the giving the product complexity. Depending upon that, the cost will be varying. Okay, then these are the main types of working processings in the sheet metal. But some are those in that some are divided into some other ways. That means cutting, shearing, and one another is drawing. So uh, in those three also, these are the different parts in different types in that three types. Okay, these are let us see: stamping, blanking, piercing are nothing but punching, bending, cup drawing, tube drawing, coining, and hot and cold spinning. Yeah, let us see one by one. Then stamping, it is nothing but it is a product that produced by the presses which is used for the sheet metal working. Yeah, that is the stamping. Then low carbon steel has low cost and good strength and formability characteristics. This have the sheet, the low carbon steel have very good good strength and formability that means a capability of characteristics. Yeah, then stamping presses. So here we are using presses. So stamping presses means these are a mechanical or it is a machine tool, or mechanical element on which most sheet metal operations are performed. Here the number of operations are performed by this stamping presses. Yeah, what is a punch and what is die? Yeah, here we can see stamping die. That means these are tools which are used for the sheet metal working purpose. And these are die and punch means these are tools. Yeah, next blanking and piercing or nothing but punching. Yeah, in the blanking we can see here we we cut like this. We cut like this a flat material, sorry, a flat material. Here we can see this hole is we can get the workpiece, and the remaining scrap is this when it is occurred in the blanking. Okay, if in case it is piercing, so the hole is scrap, the workpiece is remaining in the piercing. Only that is only difference from the blanking and piercing, but it is both are cutting operations. Okay, then bending operations. By this just we applying the actional force to the sheet metal, then we can get the sheet will be molded. They have certain bending shapes. Okay, or dies. Okay, like this it is a channel bending, u bending, air bending, or that is also v bending also. Yeah, like this. Next, cup and tube drawings. These are the drawings means nothing but we can draw. That means it have mainly malleable capabilities are there. Malleable is nothing but a mechanical property, and a drawing force. Here we can apply the force for the sheet metal, then we can draw like this. It is the blank and is the drawn part. That means we can get output like this. Okay, yeah. Next, coining nothing but it is same as the embossing process. That means what we can see their embossing process, nothing but we have certain getting of shape. So we put between the two partial dies. That means two half dies. We can place any workpiece, then we can press it. So the workpiece is molded to their certain shape. Okay, that is the coining process. And then Spinning is basic basic parts of a spinning machine. These are the first we can see. These are the basic parts of a spinning machine. Those are mandrel, tailstock, headstock, spindle, clamp, forming tools, workpiece. That means we can see here. Those are, yeah. Then spinning nothing but it is a rotating process in a sheet metal. So it is nothing but a spinning means we can see there our spinner means we also know that but they have needle and it is rotating through the thread. Yeah, it is a childhood games. Okay, these are the main parts in the spinning. Then it is the spinning will be classified into two types: cold spinning and hot spinning. The cold spinning process is similar to the hot spinning, sorry, except that the metal blank is worked at room temperature. Yeah, we know that the cold means cold working process nothing but below the room temperature or at the room temperature. That means below the recrystallization temperature. Okay, the cold spinning is it is also same as hot spinning, but it work in the room temperature or at the room temperature. Okay, this method is generally best suited for thin plates and sheets of aluminum and other soft material or metals. Yeah, so these have some examples are there. Then hot spinning is the same as that, but it is above the recrystallization temperature. Metal spinning, also known as spin forming or spinning or metal turning, most commonly used. These are mainly used in also. It is a CNC machines and lathe machines, yeah, etc. Those are used by hot spinning machines. Then defects in the products. Those are what are the defects? That means wrinkles, nothing but a small defect. Splits. It is the split means the worksheets are split one to other. Then spring back, incorrect process or number of forming tools. Yeah, incorrect blank shape and size, excessive thinning of the sheet during forming. Yeah, these are the defects, main defects in the products. So why? Because we have some defects. Anything we can saw some defects in the products after manufacturing. Yeah, it is a common thing. Then these are the characteristics of sheet metals. Why we are using here sheet metals? Those that means high strength. It has a high strength and good dimensional accuracy, good surface finish, relatively low cost. Yeah, economical mass production for the large quantities, and these are very cool. Yeah. Okay, thank you for this watching this. And you have any doubts, then please comment in the comment box, then I will clarify as much as possible. Yeah, thank you guys, have a nice day.